Hi, chat. Welcome in, chat. Oh my god, my thing's not going off again. There we go. Now we're back on. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to our third Fall Love Steam Festival freaking live stream. And I'm actually gonna make a comment to Pin real quick as well while I grab something else. There were two things I needed to grab. I'm gonna grab both of them, but there were two things I needed to grab actually. Okay, so we needed. Okay. This one. And then it was this one. And it was this one. There we go. So that, and then we're pinning it. There we go. So that's what we have pinned. So it's the actual festival link, and then it's the link to the itch.io page for Taisho Romance Theater. And usually it would be like a Steam link or anything, but the big reason why we're doing the itch link is because this is one of the games that was unfortunately struck by itch.io's, I guess you could say, they didn't like this game either because it didn't follow to other people's rules on what games should be allowed. So it got pushed back, but I really encourage you guys to check out the itch.io link if you are at all interested in this for my playthrough. And normally, again, we would have an interview, but we do have a full sheet that was answered by the people over at Sweetsome Studio. So I'm actually going to read some of these out for you guys. I'm very excited. So we're going to go ahead and read those out. So for the introduction, we are Sweetsome Studio, a small team of 3 women developers. Our roles are Whitefish on writing, Sinop on programming, and Norika on art. We're not professionals, just passionate creators telling the stories we love through games. And then, how did you come up with a name for your studio? In life, there's always something that feels like the sweetest candy, and we hope our games and characters can be that someone or something sweet for our players. So far, all of our works have included romance, usually blended with other themes, and it's very likely our future games will continue down that path, mixing romance and dating with different elements. After all, romance naturally makes people think of sweetness, though the candy we make often comes with some rather unusual flavors. I actually like that answer. That answer is kind of gas. Let me see. Excuse me, I'm having like toast right now. How did you all come together as a group? To which they answered, Norika and Whitefish have been online friends for almost 10 years, with one of their main bonds being playing games together. Sinop was picked up by Norika when she was impulsively signed up for a programming class out of a sudden urge to make games. They became good friends, and Sinop, with a bit more coding skill than the rest of us, found herself boarding this pirate ship too. Why did you get into game development? Games are a composite art form, and we all love creating. For us, games feel like the medium with the greatest potential for storytelling, while also letting us combine all of our skill sets. It's a way for each of us to channel our own creativity, and the final product becomes a collection of our efforts and imagination. Norika was probably the first among us who dreamed of making games. Back in elementary school, she once joined a very unofficial group trying to make a visual novel. Of course, that project never made it to the finish line. Who was your inspiration? For Norika, the main sources of inspiration are the Cthulhu mythos. I'm gonna try not to butcher this. Kusarihime, Euthanasia, and Junichiro Tanazaki's the Makioka sisters. There we go. I got that right, I think. I think I got that right. Her art style is also influenced by Miki Sugina and many other talented artists. Whitefish's inspiration came while writing her thesis. She dug into a lot of materials from Japan's Taisho era and was captivated by its atmosphere and charm, which sparked the idea to tell a story set in that period. By the way, we've seen quite a few people say her work gives off vibes similar to Hashihime of the Old Book Town. Norika is a huge fan of that game, however, despite her passionate recommendations, Whitefish has never actually played it. Is game development just a hobby for you, or do you plan to go more mainstream/indie? For now, we're all developing games on a part-time basis. We hope to continue making indie games because it gives us the creative freedom we love, but whether we can turn it into a full-time career depends on luck and timing. What is your preparation routine before you start working on your game? Sit-Up doesn't really have a routine. She can just dive straight into work and she keeps going until everything is done. Norika's routine involves getting her drinks ready, setting up a Pomodoro timer. I love the Pomodoro timer, dude! You guys, okay, chat, you need to get on the Pomodoro timer shit. You need to get on the Pomodoro timer. I'm telling you, that shit works. Like, I have ADHD. I think I haven't been diagnosed. I still need to go get diagnosed, but like, I'm autistic as hell. This shit works. Okay? I love toast. There you go. Oy. Norika's routine involves getting her drinks ready, setting up a Pomodoro timer, choosing some background music, gathering reference materials, and then starting to draw. Whitefish's routine is more about research. Example, reading through materials, checking out works from the same era, and immersing herself in the atmosphere before she begins writing. What games do you usually make or hope to make? So far, we've been making visual novels using Ren'Py. In the future, we hope to move to Godon and develop games with more varied gameplay, while still keeping a strong focus on storytelling and narrative. Our goal is to create something small, beautiful, and memorable, stories that leave a lasting impression. As for Whitefish, her dream project would be a Stardew Valley-like simulation game, but that's on a much larger scale than we can realistically tackle at the moment. For international game developers, which I like this question kind of. How do you approach optimizing games for different technical standards and player expectations across global markets? Honestly, our player base isn't large enough yet really to form distinct user groups. For now, we just focus on doing our best. We hope more people will see our games and enjoy our stories, and maybe only then we'll start thinking about how to adapt for different types of players. How has your attitude towards game development changed over time? In the beginning, we were very greedy. We wanted everything, thinking the more we added, the better. But once we actually started developing, we learned about many limitations through practice and gained a lot of practical experience. Now we understand the importance of controlling the scope of our projects and not dreaming too big. Focusing too much on everything could lead to unfinished work, and even if it's completed, the quality might not be as good. It's important to find a balance between perfectionism, so you can deliver high quality work, and actually finishing, so you can publish your projects. Which is all very true, I feel like. It's good to pace yourself. What message or vibe do you try to share through your games? We hope to share the stories we love. The stories we tell reflect our perspective and the world we choose to see. Taisho Romance Theater carries a nostalgic, melancholic vibe, capturing the atmosphere of a world on the brink of change. Our O2A2 entry, to put your childhood sweetheart into a refrigerator, has a very different art style, but is also, in some sense, nostalgic and melancholic. You could even say that our ongoing Spooktember entry shares a similar mood. But in future projects, we hope to convey different feelings and stories. As we grow and change as people, our works will naturally evolve as well. Where do you see you or your studio in a year from now? Nope, there it is. I was like, scrolling. There it is. Lol, there's really nothing we're sure about. The most we could say is that a year from now, we hope to have completed Taisho Romance Theater and officially taken our first step as a studio. After that, we'll just see what comes to mind and take it one step at a time. Are there any plans or future projects you'd like to share with us? We currently have 3 projects in mind, though none of them are very detailed yet. First, we want to polish a game we made for shit. For Spooktober 2025, Strange Tales from Longchun Sacrifice in Godot. This also serves as Sunop's practice project for transitioning to Godot. Second, a potential sequel to Strange Tales from Longchun Sacrifice, though this one isn't confirmed yet. And third, which is definite, we're planning a Western family fantasy simulation game. I know how to read. Tentatively titled Frontier Tavern Management Guide. This is actually the main reason we want to move to Godot. Nordica is even learning spying specifically for this game, so stay tuned. What advice would you give to someone who wants to become a game developer or wants to start their own games dev studio? When looking for teammates, make sure to find reliable people. Character and commitment are more important than raw skill. Also, planning your project is extremely important, especially defining the scope of your game beforehand. How has becoming a game dev changed your everyday life, if at all? It's taken over all of our free time. We become busy people. If we're not actively making games, we're thinking about them. What has game development taught you about yourself? We realized that we're actually pretty capable and can accomplish things we once thought were beyond us. Making games has pushed us to try new things, learn new skills, gain new knowledge, and meet new people along the way. Do you have any social media hub, Discord, message board, etc. for those who are interested in your works can see more? And I might actually put these links in the description where we get the VOD uploaded. But there's a Patreon, there's a Discord, there's a Twitter account, and then there's a Blue Sky, because I'm not calling it X. I'm not calling it X, you motherfuckers. Anyway, so that's what we got from the lovely group behind Sweetsome Studio. I'm very excited to get into this one. I've seen the itch page, and the itch page makes it look kind of gas. Like, I am a sucker for really good character design. Like, if they're pretty, like, it's automatically good if the characters are pretty for me. So, fair to say, the screen caps that I'm seeing, some of the character designs that I'm seeing, I really like. I'm very much here for it. Oh my god, wait, BL content? You mean there's boys kissing boys? Oh, I love this. Let's go! Okay. We're gonna go ahead and then get this game loaded up real quick, because I have to do it through my, through my what? Through my fucking actual laptop. Give me a second. Where is this shit? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna load that. And then we're gonna go here to this. Go to here. Yay! We're here. I might have to adjust the music a little bit, but that's fine. Ooh! Wishlist, contact us, your guide. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me turn this down over here, and then we'll read that. We'll read that together. Okay, are we ready? Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Damn it, it's not. Wait. Damn it. Okay, we're just gonna read. If I sneeze, I sneeze. The viewpoints of the characters do not represent the author's stance. This story is purely fictional and is not related to any real persons, events, or organizations. This demo contains mild blood, grotesque, violent, and horror elements, along with content that may be disturbing to some. If you feel uncomfortable while playing, please exit the game immediately. Certain scenes in this game feature grotesque imagery, including exposed entrails and similar content. Please choose below whether this type of content will be displayed. Really? This setting can be changed at any time via the audience advisory or prefs menu. Please adjust according to your personal preference and level of comfort. Note, if you change this setting during gameplay, you will need to roll back to the start of the affected scene in order to view the updated visuals. Okay. So, I know this game has been approved for Twitch to stream it. Like, it hasn't gotten fucking, what's it called? Twitch hasn't struck the hammer down, but because I kind of don't want YouTube and fucking Twitch to cut my dick off, I am gonna like have it not enable the grotesque content. Not because that I myself am uncomfortable, because I really don't give a shit. I just don't want to get TOS. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's there. What else is here? Theater guide. Oh, here we go. Here we're going to adjust the music volume. And then we're actually going to turn this back up, kind of. We'll have it like that. I think that works. Let me see. Text speed is fine. Oh, wait, I just noticed this thing moves. That's so cool. Okay, window, full screen, core off. English. That's cool. Okay. Start. I think I might be dreaming. A warm, soft darkness wraps around me. In the boundless distance, specks of light glimmer like emeralds. I drift in this... wait. I know words. I drift in this amniotic blackness, which bathes my bare eyes, ears, nose, and mouth in bliss. See, I know words. I know how words work, because I'm a gamer. As that brilliant jade hue engulfs my body, the stars begin to blink in unison. And from the furthest depths from within me, from such an intimate darkness, rises a chorus of sighs, so familiar that it brings tears to my eyes. Oh! I'm just hearing that, I'm like, oh. Here you are. Something brushes gently against my cheek, delicate as a feather. It stirs a breath of air that leaves ripples in my vision. Even smaller than I thought, so it's been this long. I want to open my mouth to ask whose voice this is, but what reaches my senses, even before the voice, is a taste, bitter and impossible to describe. Why can't I remember your name, no matter how hard I try? At some point, I'm not sure when, that feather-like sensation gently settled over my face. Why are you making that face? That's not like you at all. Well, I'd like to gaze at you a little more, but this place is not for you. I'm sorry to have troubled you. Kotori Sakuma. Next time we meet, don't forget me. Okay. Oh, that's us. Kotori. My head hurts. Who's calling me? Ugh. Are you alright? Come on, wake up. A voice tinged with a concern. Someone gently shaking my shoulder. I pry my eyes open. The familiar interior of the car swims into view, and so does Kazuya, his face taut with worry. Thoughts and memories fall back into place. The din outside sweeps through the windows as the car speeds along a road lined with gas street lamps. I love how the expressions kind of change, like, as it goes, dude. That's kind of fucking gas. Like, it kind of just, like, he feels more real. That's what I think I'm trying to get at here. We're on our way to our new residence in Ginza. The troop leader, Kazuya, seems intent on settling down in Tokyo this time. No, I'm fine. I guess I just overslept. Couldn't wake you up at all. Are you having a nightmare? I mean, it fucking felt like one. My body is still sluggish from sleep, and cold, clammy sweat clings to my skin. In the car window, I see my reflection, haggard and drawn. Maybe I did dream of something, but no matter how hard I try, I can't dredge up the faintest memory of it. I glance at Kazuya. Anxiety is still written all over his face. And he's been so pale lately. For a moment, I can't tell which one of us looks more like they've just escaped a nightmare. I better not worry him. It's nothing. I'm just a bit tired. What about you? You didn't get any rest either. You look even worse than me. You were tossing and turning in your sleep. I thought you were having another flare-up. As long as you're fine now, that's all that matters. It's been a whole year. We can't expect everything to be like it was back then. The flare-ups, that's a long story. We were supposed to arrive in Tokyo a year ago to begin on tour. But maybe that's how accidents are, with no rhyme or reason. Something happened to our train that day, and I hit my head during the accident, so I can't recall much from before. By some stroke of luck, no one else in the troop was seriously injured. Only I was knocked unconscious for quite a while, leaving me with headaches that come and go. Since then, Kazuya has gotten overly worried about me. His own health is getting worse too, though he's still in good spirits. Just like Hatsuyuki. She claims it's only from the shock, but whenever I say to take it easy or to get some rest, she either doesn't answer or changes the subject. Well, I'll get some proper rest once the premiere is over. Things are fine for now. Thank you for caring so much about me. Anyway, Tokyo seems to have changed again. Did the tracks run this far out last time? It's quite the sight. How does it feel to be back after so long? Kazuya's words leave me at a loss. Everyone says I grew up in Tokyo, but I have only the most fleeting expression of this vast city. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. We've returned. Okay. Let me... real quick. Oh, ow, my back. Kazuya's words leave me at a loss. Everyone says I grew up in Tokyo, but I have only the most fleeting impression of this vast city. Also, this might be a problem with all big cities, but everything here just feels suffocating. The buildings, the railway lines, the bustling throngs. Do I really fit in here? What was that? Nothing. Well, if you really want to know, I'm just a bit worried. Why this all of a sudden? We can't possibly be the only troupe in Tokyo, can we? So that's what's bothering you. He'll be fine. With you and Hatsuyuki here, all we need is to keep doing what we've done during the tours. But I suppose it's good that you're so nervous. Who's nervous? Alright, have it your way. Well, Hamoto-sensei gave me the script a couple of days ago. Want to go over it together tonight? Hamoto-sensei came back? Hamoto-sensei is a playwright on good terms with Kazuya. Kazuya has always held him in high regard and entrusted him with the script this time. Although Hamoto-sensei is technically a member of the troupe too, they've always been elusive. I haven't seen them a single time in almost a week on the road. I thought we'd be waiting a while longer. You mean it's just that no one told me? Sorry, I was planning to tell you once we got settled, since we've been on the go lately. Rest has to come first. Ah, the Honbashi. We're almost there. Not this again. Fine, I'll let you off this time. So, this is Ginza. The closer we get to Ginza, the more I can sense Tokyo's opulence. My only real impression is of the crowds, but here at least, the extreme value of every square foot of land is almost tangible. Oh, my back. Living in a place like this, Kazuya said we'd have an investor's backing, but I still can't help feeling uneasy. Not to mention the car rental fee. We used to pinch pennies to make ends meet. My thoughts drift further and further away, and by the time I regain my focus, Kazuya has already moved on to another topic. Oh, did I ever tell you about where we'll be staying? Sorry, what? Apart from mentioning it in Ginza, he's never brought it up. It must have slipped from his mind with everything going on. The house we're staying in. Half the ground floor is rented out to a cafe. I hear it's quite a popular spot. Though coffee isn't really a novelty in Tokyo anymore, their fresh fruit ice cream is one of a kind. I remember you and Hatsuyuki loved this back in school, and you were the only ones who could afford it. I almost say, isn't it kind of weird eating cold treats in winter? But the look on Kazuya's face somehow stops the words in my throat. It's like he's lost in memories. Maybe I really did love those little treats back then. I'll give it a try if I get the chance. We still got some way to go. Anything else on your mind? Oh, okay, shit. Tell me more about the old days then, please. Why does that an interest? Where to begin? I guess I'll start with how things were before the troupe came together. We first met in Sasaki-sensei's piano class. He always had that stony face, looking so glum. I couldn't really hold a conversation, so Hatsuyuki tried every trick to make you smile. We found out you liked ice cream only because she dragged you to try out the nearby cafe. You barely said a word, but you sure weren't shy with the food, so... Then you blurted something out, which is how we learned that you just thought it was so cool. Hey. As much as I'd love to shoot this down, that does sound like the kind of thing I do. Judging from Kazuya's expression, he could keep going. No, I don't think that'll go well. Let's leave it at that. Anything else? How have you two been lately? You and Hatsuyuki both look so worn out every day, and your mind's always wandering. You two aren't keeping anything from me, are you? No, why would we? I haven't even said anything, and you're getting all worked up. Sorry, just what? I was teasing you earlier, but the truth is, we've had so many delays getting to Tokyo. I didn't want to bring down the morale. Kazuya forces a smile, but it seems rather strained. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have pushed you like that. But you know you could talk to me about these things. Yes, I know you worry about me too. Thank you. I could tell you have more questions, don't you? So what's the script about? Hamado-sensei said it's based on your... Right, you don't remember. You once brought back a manuscript of an old play from quite a long time ago. Hamado-sensei took a look and said it was very inspiring. Apparently, this new script was influenced by it. I brought that? Yes, but that was ages ago, back when the troupe was just getting started. Later, you gave the manuscript to Hamado-sensei. If you want it back, I can ask them for it when they return. Kazuya, sometimes I think he really takes things too seriously. It's fine, no need to bother. As we speak, the car makes a turn past the cafe sign. It veers away from the bright, bustling main street and comes to a stop in a narrow alley. All that glitter and clamor vanishes abruptly, along with the words I meant to say. The alley is deserted, but neatly swept. The space before the doorway is lit by a dim glow of a yellow lamp. Oh my god, it's snowing! The cars carrying the other members are already parked up ahead, and people are moving back and forth with luggage. Alright, let's go. I didn't even notice Kazuya getting out. The coat draped over his arm adds to his gentlemanly air as he opens the car door on my side. Never mind. Ugh, it's cold. After so long inside the warm car, it slipped my mind how biting the wind can be. I hurriedly scrambled back to grab my jacket, but Kazuya beats me to it. He shakes out the coat he's holding and wraps it around me. He buttons my collar, takes a step back, and looks me over head to toe, then nods in seeming satisfaction. There we go. Aw, that's cute. His faint scent of alcohol and antiseptic is now more noticeable than that. Antiseptic is very specific. I mean, if you like it, I'm just saying. The chilly air still brushes against my exposed skin, but for some reason I feel as if I'm burning up instead. I'll go in first. I'm trying to shake off this odd atmosphere, but as I hastily barge ahead, I forgot to pay attention to my surroundings. Before I know it, I've crashed headlong into a young man. It's not the pain that hits first, but a strange, cloyingly sweet smell, like rotting fruit. Sorry, I wasn't watching where I was going. Are you alright, Tsukuma-san? Kotori, are you okay? I'm fine. Sorry about that. I'm just glad you're okay. Let me carry those up for you. Time for a break, at last. After unpacking the last suitcase, I've got no energy left for etiquette. I collapse onto the sofa, utterly spent. Leaning against the soft cushion, I stare blankly at the ceiling light for a while until I feel myself gradually reviving. And the gifts I brought. There's still a jumbled heap in the corner. The Paulownia seals on the wrapping gleam under the light. I receive these gifts every month. I practically have the pattern memorized down to the last detail, but they leave me inexplicably irritated. To be honest, I have no clue who's been sending them, but Kazuya told me they've been arriving backstage ever since my debut performances, always stamped with the saved Paulownia seals. Ugh. It's most likely some young master or lady from a distinguished family, since they get to use an emblem, but their taste is unfathomable. Most of the gifts end up just collecting dust. Ah, look at the time. Kazuya is probably waiting at the rehearsal room by now. Forget it, I'll deal with this stuff later. My hair's fine. I turn to glance behind me. It's empty. Nothing there at all. Oh, was that just my imagination? Why am I getting so paranoid? Oi. Hey, been waiting long? Not at all. Really, wouldn't it be better to take a break tonight instead? I reflexively touch my face. Kazuya notices and can't help but laugh. Don't worry, you haven't got eye bags. Here's a script. Why don't you take a look first? He hands me a stack of neatly bound papers that cover entirely blank. Got any rice? Oh my, Takemi-sama, you've come at an unfortunate time. The aged rice is long gone. All that's left is the grain from the new harvest. Not a single bag? Not a single bag. If you want some, you'll have to come earlier tomorrow. I ready your purse, for the price has risen by 1 cent. Fine, fine. I still got dried fish at home. A change is good for the appetite. It's no big deal. I'm off. No need to see me out. Take care, sir. Penniless wretch. How long will radish leaves and dried fish fill your stomach? Ahem. Sensei, you're getting distracted again. My apologies. You've seemed down lately. Because of the unpaid wages? Unpaid wages? You're still a student. You needn't worry about these things. I'll be here for class no matter what. No, I'm not thinking about school. It's just that I saw a job advertisement the other day for a newspaper. I was thinking, you write such fine essays, Sensei. Wouldn't hurt to give it a try, don't you think? And it pays so well. But it's been years since That doesn't matter, Sensei. There are lots of students eager to try their luck and in urgent need of your guidance. I'm out of firewood. The rice, too. Where do these rats come from? Not a grain spared. And there's still the rent. Is it true? With no money, is there no hope? At least this pen can still write. In late spring, as warmth swiftly returns to the land, I receive an invitation from an old friend, and thus I journey to a temple within the mountains to behold a weeping cherry in full bloom. How have you been? He inquires of me. Perhaps due to the heady wine or the petals that float within my cup, I find myself wholly intoxicated. The deepest truths of my soul, it seems, can only be spoken amidst such sweet scenery. Wait, why is it cut off? Kazuya doesn't seem surprised. Maybe it's a misprint? Never mind, I'll improvise for now. Oh! I say, oh, what? It's jumbled, what the fuck? As soon as I speak that line, the remaining text is swept away by some unseen force. In its place, black lines writhe and squirm across the page, weaving themselves into new words faster than I could blink. My blood feels like it's boiling, surging through my veins, searing my throat. The pain blazes like I'm swallowing flames, as if raw flesh is being torn from my mouth to feed those growing black lines. My mind goes blank. When I manage to come to, I flip ahead a few pages, the text has settled into a coherent story. There's no remaining trace of the distortion from before. My friend's face is steeped in the glow of dusk, and a faint memory stirs. No, that's not how it goes. My eyes are fine. Am I haunted or something? A dull ache blooms in my head. My temples draw tight, pounding. Those black marks imprinted on my retina still twitch spasmodically in the corners of my vision. But as soon as I focus my gaze, they turn into perfectly ordinary blocks of type, lying completely still. It's as if this is how they've always been, as if everything I just saw was a mere illusion. My dazed look must be too obvious. Kazuya puts down the script with that mix of confusion and concern back on his face. Is that all for today? My eyes kind of hurt. Sorry, I've crumpled up the pages. You'd better take a break first. It's my fault. I should have made sure you got enough rest before talking about the script. I'll bring you a new copy when you're feeling better, alright? I really don't want Kazuya worrying about me. Before I know it, a lie comes rolling off my tongue to cover things up. Forget it. It's better to have him think I'm tired than to have him know I might be losing my mind. Kotori? Thanks. That sounds good. But I still need to read the script. Can I borrow yours for now? As the cold water splashes my face, there's a belated flare of pain in my forehead. Kazuya's copy of the script is also the altered version, but he wouldn't joke around like this, and he couldn't possibly be in cahoots with me to trick myself. Everything seems as though it's always been this way. And that thing I saw in the mirror, what is going on? Looks like curses and hauntings might not just be flights of fancy after all. Oh, hello. Oh, Kotori. Huh? Hey, superstar, you don't look so good. Has Kazuya been giving you a hard time? Hatsuyuki. Only the sound of that familiar voice makes me realize I've been in a trance here for who knows how long. The troupe's leading actress blinks at me. She's standing before me, her green eyes as vivid as two emeralds against her pallid skin. Their gaze locked unwaveringly on my face. Stop staring at me. Stop it. When did you get here? No, wait. Did you get any rest? When? Oh, I guess around the time a certain Kotori was spacing out and his stomach started growling. Growling? Alright, let's go grab a bite to eat. You can't sleep on an empty stomach. Just think of it as keeping me company, okay? Hatsuyuki takes my hand and pulls me off the sofa with a gentle tug, like a snare closing around a fledgling. Her hand is so cold, but her eyes stay fixed on me, narrowed slightly at the corners like a cat or a bird or a fox, or some other sharp and sly creature waiting for my response. I can't recall exactly how close we used to be as classmates and friends. Despite that, I think I could lose my memory all over again and still be helpless to refuse her. How about the cafe next door, shall we? The cafe's fireplace is lit. We're here right at dinner time. The air is rich with warmth and the aroma of food, perfect for soothing strained nerves. It's been a while since we last shared a meal. Thinking about it, as I nestle into a soft armchair in the corner, feels like a lifetime ago. Hatsuyuki calls the server over for the menu. When I flip through it, she props her chin on her hand, staring straight at me. I give in, closing the menu and raising it to shield my face. I think I hear her laugh. The sound drifts across the table and winds its way to my ears. Hell, I'll have soda water and a sandwich, thanks. What about you? Me? This one, I guess. There's a rustle from her side, and the menu is plucked from my hands. Hatsuyuki stacks the two hefty folders together and passes them to the waiting server. Once the server is gone, her gaze returns to me, her expression abruptly serious. Alright, enough of that. What's with you today? You seem so out of it. You're giving me a real scare. I'm not like Kazuya. I would just let you get away with an I'm fine. Her tone is light, but I know that she means it. There's no bluffing my way out from under that gaze, not today. I'm not sure where to start. Didn't start from, arriving at Tokyo. How about that? If you say so. With Hatsuyuki's gentle eyes trained on me, the feeling slowly stirs, the sense that it might not be too bad to talk about this after all. When I finish my last sentence, Hatsuyuki is still watching me, silent and solemn. After a while, she smiles. There's something a little uncanny about it. Had any dreams lately? When I fell asleep in the car, I think I dreamed about something really important, but I can't remember what it was. Let me think. I'm sure you've heard all sorts of Japanese legends about gods and spirits, haven't you? There are more deities up in Takamagahara than there are grains of rice in a vat. Wait, are you serious? Oh, shit, my bad. I'm gonna go back. There you go. Wait, are you serious? Since your surname is Sakuma, I'd say that's the most likely possibility. Here, hold up your hand. Block the light for me. What's Sakuma got to do with it? Even as I think this to myself, I'm already reaching out to enfold her small, cold hand in mine. That odd flowing sensation revives within me, a restless current which seems to be drawn towards something, but without the searing pain from before. In Hatsuyuki's hand, specks of light emerge from nowhere. They flicker briefly, and as if needed by an invisible force, they condense into a little bird that glows with a faint blue light. It looks like a platypus duck. It looks so cute. It's a Burby. It's a Burby, oh my god. The young bird's downy gray feathers graze against my fingertips, leaving an airy wisp of warmth. It perches on Hatsuyuki's palm, head cocked to the side, looking very much like a duck. Is that a swan? When I finally managed to stutter out those words, Hatsuyuki bursts into uncomfortable laughter, her shoulders heaving with mirth. In the blink of an eye, the little bird dissolves back into little specks of light and fades with her chuckle. It's a duck, just a duck. But the point is, that's how it feels, isn't it? Something is about to burst out from within you and you have strange visions. Yes. Right. We still got some time before the food comes, so I'll tell you a thing or two. What you bear is an inborn talent. The gods generously bestow their dregs upon the lucky few, and so we gain a sliver of power. Power that was never truly ours to wield. Who can say if it's a blessing or a curse? But it invariably grants us some special abilities. And of course, it's passed down through the bloodline. That part isn't great. I'm not sure what exact terminology is used in Japan, but anyway, just think of it as sorcery, omniodo, or Shinto magic, that sort of thing. According to most, let's call them mages. According to most mages, there are two kinds of magic. One kind can be wielded by mages through study, though it still involves some simple rituals. The other is a unique magic, born from the fusion of one's self with these dregs. It's known as a talent. Even within a single family, no two people share the same talent. I don't know what your talent is, but it's best to keep that to yourself. And that's because most mages have a strict taboo against magic that deals with the soul or life or death. If everyone were to treat life and death so carelessly, the world would be thrown into chaos. This kind of magic also takes a tremendous toll on the body. My point is, keep your secrets, even from me. If the burden upon the body, or here, Hatsuyuki lifts a hand and taps her temple, becomes too great, and mage's flesh will gradually mutate to a more primitive state until they transform into a monster, mindless and deathless. Most call this process reversion, and so far there seems to be no way to undo it. You mentioned earlier that I'm named Sakuma, so that's why you brought it up? Just like I carry the name, oh my god, Daryakin Sakaya. The Sakuma family is renowned in Japan too, after all. When we first met, give me one more second, Jack. Okay, I'm back again. When we first met, you were just an ordinary person. I never expected it to turn out like this. Maybe it was an accident. I failed to protect everyone. Hatsuyuki's voice gradually lowers and her expression clouds. Her fingers twist together. Accidents can't be predicted. That's just how they are. The waiter arrives with a tray and starts to arrange the dishes before us. Only then does this transient space of ours awaken from its heavy silence. The sandwich exudes just the right amount of heat. and the wheaten aroma of the toast mingles evenly with the fragrance of the scrambled eggs and steak. We got scrambled eggs and steak, dude? Fuck yeah. Combined with the lettuce sprinkled with sauce, it all sparks a rare thought within me. That seems worth a try. Before Tatsuyuki sits a plate of konjac drizzled with black syrup, she frowns as she struggles to swallow an entire piece. She once said that she hates this sort of thing since it's like biting into a limp and slimy slug. I might be making my doubts too apparent. After catching her breath with a gulp of lemonade, Tatsuyuki begins to speak, uncharacteristically hesitant. Don't give me that look. I need to keep in shape these days. I don't want to have to adjust my costume later. How do you like the food here? Well, my ton's having a pretty good time. That's so. Good. Oh, right. Tomorrow, do you want to check out that Theodore Kazuya book for our performance? We could try getting up on stage. Who knows, it might help set the mood. And satisfy curiosity? And satisfy my curiosity. I'm still drinking my soda as Tatsuyuki forces down the plate of konjac, settles the bill, and thrusts her hand out the door to catch the falling snowflakes. She's always had impeccable table manners. That konjac must have really put it off. I pull on my coat, doing up the buttons as I pass through the motley crowd loitering the cafe, until a strangely familiar figure brings my feet to a standstill. It's a girl clad in an ornate gown, expressionlessly sipping her drink. The red and gold flare of her skirt reminds me of a fish gliding through dark water. Her table is laden with dishes, and a maid stands next to her, slicing the food. The girl's back remains fastidiously straight. Even her spoon swirls through the coffee without a sound. But when those golden eyes turn in my direction, shiver runs through me, like a serpent just clamped down on my neck. Snapping back to myself, I flee. 1 second. Okay, back again. Hopefully that won't happen again. Snapping back to myself, I flee. I shove open the cafe door and put its bolt between me and her gaze. What's up? Why the rush? Nothing. We should get back. Tatsuyuki saunters down the street with me in tow. The sky is darkened and a thin layer of snow carpets the ground, already melting the warm air issuing from the storefronts, and then freezing again to form slick ice beneath her feet. Oh my god, I seriously need to get a new fucking chair. I keep saying it like almost every stream, but I deadass need to get a new fucking chair, dude. This shit kinda sucks ass. God damn it. Round the corner, a simple udon stall sits at the mouth of the alley. The rich scent of oil and soy sauce bubbles forth. It brings some touch of life to the otherwise deserted alleyway. Even from this distance, I can hear the drunken hubbub of the stall. Chief, can you keep it down? What, so that bastard can dump this hot potato in my lap and I can't say a damn thing about it? How's this even supposed to work? He claims he's got no connections, so he thinks I've got enough to deal with that old fox tricks? But we don't have any other choice. Shibata-kun, as soon as something comes up, you're always cringing with your tail between your legs. Knock it off, though it's not like I can handle this either. Tell me, what the hell does he want from us? The king refuses to go home. What am I supposed to do, break his legs and drag him back? What a shit show. Guess I've just gotta put up with it. Chief, please, that's enough. Huh? The inebriated woman suddenly swivels, like she has eyes in the back of her head and shoots a glance right at us. Then she gives the young man next to her a hard smack on the shoulder. Ow, Chief! Whatever, just eat your noodles. By the time we skirt around those two drunkards and make our way back to the lodgings, night is fully descended. Ahead of me, Hatsuyuki quietly nudges the door ajar. Then, like a squirrel, she slips through the narrow gap. Warm air billows out from within, and a faint tingling ache slowly returns to my cheeks, numb from the cold wind. It's pitch black indoors. I can hear scattered rustling sounds. Huh? Why are the lights all out? Hatsuyuki and I are back. Where is everyone? 1, 2... Wait, whoa! Welcome home, Sakuma-kun. Aww, it's so cute. Golden flakes and colorful ribbons cascade from above, accompanied by the clicking of a light switch. Troop members pop out of hiding in every corner of the first floor like mushrooms after rain, their hands still dusted with flecks of gold. Seizing the moment, Hatsuyuki swiftly wraps her arm around my shoulders, leaving me no chance to dodge the ensuing flurry of embraces. You guys, what's going on here? Of course we're celebrating the grand finale of our Emerald Eye Troops National Tour Tokyo. Sure, we ran into some delays this year and didn't get to schedule any shows, but from Kyoto to Nagoya to Osaka to Tokyo. Oh, and all those little towns in between. We've been going strong for 2 whole years. It's been rough. Oh my god. Aburatani-kun and I spent the whole day unpacking and settling in before we could even think about pulling this off. And wow, our costumes won't even fit inside 2 huge wardrobes now. Who would have thought? Everything from Moliere to Shakespeare, but we didn't notice at the time. It's only when you start taking stock of all the costumes and props that it really hits you. And there's more. Oh, right. We're also celebrating that the Fool's Feast is already sold. How many tickets was it again? It's a full house. 800 seats plus the VIP boxes in the balcony. That's right. On opening night, even after laying low for nearly a year, people still remember us. Naniwa's vibrant voice practically drills through my eardrums into my skull. I curse myself for not having 2 extra hands to shield my ears against the onslaught of sound waves. Enough of that. And there seem to be some loyal fans of the troupe visiting from elsewhere. They've come all this way just to see this performance. It's all thanks to our leader and everyone, and of course Sakuma-kun especially, or else we wouldn't be doing this well. Guys, that's enough. Oh, what's the matter? Could it be our hotshot leading man who sells out entire theaters is shy about being so popular? Don't you join in too? But of course, who could resist this awkward look of Kotori's when he's obviously over the moon but thinks it's uncool to get excited about compliments? Hatsuyuki lays bare my exact thoughts with a grin, and as Kazuya and the others laugh, the heat rising to my face might be enough to steam me alive. Oh my god, the poor baby. Alright, my cake is ready. I'm not late, am I? You're all in such a good mood. What are you chatting about? Miko-san, you've gone to Western desserts now, on top of all the Japanese cooking? Since when? This cake, it can't be. Hee, I learned from the cafe owner next door. A celebration needs something special. You like this flavor, don't you? Ah, before you get into that, Matsuo-kun sneaking a bite. I saw him. Huh? Just sampling the flavor. It came out great. You guys, cut it out. I haven't had any yet. After the whirlwind of chaos, all that remains is an empty plate and cutlery smeared with cream. One by one, Kazuya persuades everybody to return to the room since it's getting late. The first floor, so lively a while ago, now hosts only Hatsuyuki and me, along with the scattered remnants of gold flakes, ribbons, and confetti. Every iota of strength is drained from my body. My eyelids are so heavy they can barely stay open. Ugh, I'm so tired. It's gonna be such a hassle cleaning this up. Hatsuyuki chuckles when she hears this. Well, it's a celebration after all. It was Naniwa's idea, so let's leave the cleanup to him. What matters is that we all had fun. She skips light-footed up the stairs, then whirls back, wreathed by the lights, and waves at me. Okay, I still need to have a chat with Kazuya. It's been a long day. You better get some rest, superstar. We still got a theater trip tomorrow. I really am exhausted. Back in my room, I can't even be bothered to wash up or get changed properly. Almost as soon as my head sinks into the soft bedding, sleep engulfs my eyes. Perhaps because so much has happened today, my sleep is flooded with a dizzying array of fragmented dreams. When I next open my eyes, the room is still shrouded in darkness. My body feels like lead, and a sharp, sour taste clings to the back of my tongue. I'm so thirsty. What time is it? I switch on the bedside lamp. The warm glow of the bulb sheds a dim amber light across the room. The desk clock emits a steady mechanical ticking. In the faint light, I can just make out the hour hand pointing to... I can't read that. I don't know what time that is. In Roman numerals. Is it 12? No, that's 11. 11, I think. X1 is 11, right? Hold on. I can't believe I have to look this up. It is 11. Yay! Oh my god. I shut my eyes and try to will myself back to sleep, but my mind only grows more and more alert, and every sense sharpens with it. My ears are flooded with the sounds of the wind, like the clockwork and my own heavy breathing. Voices that I would normally overlook now echo through me like roaring thunder. Can't sleep. Might as well get some air. The troupe is dead silent at night. I gently close my door, treading carefully across the carpet. I wander idly through the still familiar building by the ashen moonlight streaming in from the windows. My room, Hatsuyuki's and Kazuya's, are on the second floor. Haburo-sensei's room is at the other end of the corridor, though they seldom stay over. It's probably gathering dust by now. Looking down over the corridor banister, I can see the reception hall and Kazuya's office. Opposite the office are the dressing room and rehearsal room. With nothing better to do, I reread the nameplates on all the doors, then follow the moonlit stairs upward. The third floor houses the other members. Every door is shut tight as if the occupants are already deep in slumber. The window at the end of the corridor looks out upon the late-night streets of Ginza. There's no sight or sound of humans, only the gas lamps and the stars, shimmering together in soft hues. I tiptoe down the corridor, and as I pass one of the rooms, the murmur of voices brushes against my ears. I did eat something today. I tried to throw it up when I got back. Fuck. But then I just can't get it out clean. Is that Hatsuyuki? Do you think it'd be better to cut it open and clean it out? The person answering her seems to be standing farther away. The voice is too muffled to make out. Have you gotten any better at this? The stitching last time was a real mess. I could feel it even through the clothes. But it's my fault too. The more times it's cut open, the harder it is to sew it back together. Usually I can empty things out just fine. I just don't know what's wrong today. But are you too tired for this? It's winter, so it'll be a while before things start rotting. That should be fine, right? What are they talking about? I take an instinctive step back. The floor creaks beneath me. Who's there? Footsteps approach. I turn and flee. No time to worry about the noise. All I want is to get back to my room as fast as I can. My ears are ringing from the spring, which drowns out any sound of the door opening and closing. It's only back in my room that I realize I'm gasping for breath. I can't go back out there. I lie back on the bed and steady my breathing, but my mind can't help circling back to the words I overheard. It's Hatsuyuki's sick. I don't fucking know. I just stuttered, so I have no idea. Before I can make sense of anything, sleep, summoned by all this exertion, claims me once more. Just before it takes me under, I think, no matter what, I have to apologize to her tomorrow. A dreamless night pauses. When I wake, it's already broad daylight outside. I tidy myself up and head downstairs. Kazuya and Hatsuyuki are already up on the first floor. I'm not sure what they're discussing. Is our sleeping beauty finally awake? We were just talking about you. Morning, Katori. What were you two talking about? Me? We were wondering if we should get breakfast together, but Kazuya is such a busy guy I couldn't talk him into it. Yes, there was an investor coming today, so I might be tied up this morning. Hatsuyuki shakes her head regretfully, then makes her way behind me and gives me a little shove. I'm gonna eat my toast. No. Oh. Hi, Lord. What? Who are you calling dork? You bitch. Who are you calling dork? We still need to plan that collab, you asshole. I'm gonna keep reminding you until we get something set in place. Yeah, we still need to get that collab plan, you piece of shit. You freaking dork as boy. Oh! Toast eating fool. Toast eating fool. Oh. Oh. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? You know what? You know what? Would I fucking catch you? Lord, would I catch you? Lord, would I catch you? Would I catch you, Lord? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. Leave me alone. I just want to eat my toast, bro. I'm hungry. I didn't have breakfast. And force feed me to... You're nasty. You're nasty. You're disgusting. But maybe. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're coming up in ads in a little over 30 seconds. If you want to skip those, be sure to maybe drop me a sub. That would be very poggers. Or get turbo. That would also be very poggers. That is the only promo that we will ever do. You're the one probably eating raw ass fucking toast, no butter. I have toast. I have butter and fucking jelly on my shit. And it's fucking like it's good. Why are you judging me? God, so mean to me. I'm gonna tell my husband on you. This is bullshit. It's strawberry jelly. It's strawberry jelly on that shit. Looks like it'll just be the two of us then. By the time we get to the cafe, it's well into the morning. There are already a few tables occupied. The girl I saw yesterday is still seated in that same spot next to the window, her head slightly lowered as she sips her soup in silence. Nice, saved. Yay! Let's go! I force down my budding unease and find a spot to sit with Hatsuyuki. There's a partition adorned with greenery which blocks the view, making me feel somewhat better. We still need to plan that collab, you piece of shit. I'm still gonna hold you to that. We still need to plan it. We still need to plan it and set a date, you motherfucker. Anyway. Hatsuyuki calls over a server. Focus on your stream, Stinky. No you! No you! No you, no you, no you, no you, no you. No you. No you. No you. No you. Hatsuyuki calls over a server and orders a cup of hot milk. I still don't have much of an appetite, so I just ask for a croissant. Something on your mind? I couldn't sleep last night. Only bottoms say no you. Ah! Slander! Slander of the highest degree! Slander of the highest degree! Wait, but you say no you. Wait, Lord, so you say no you all the time. So does that mean... Does that mean... Does that mean... Yes, you are! You say no you! No arguments, end of story! You can't argue with a princess! Haha, hee 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 hee. Hatsuyuki adopts a theatrical look of dawning revelation. After the waiter sets down her food and walks away, she knits her brows and lowers her voice. So that was you. This might be a problem. What kind of problem? Are you sick? Or is that thing you mentioned? Magic spells? Yaha! Yaha! I win! Yaha, I win! You can't fucking argue with me. I win. I win. You shush. I win, Lord. I win the argument. I'm princess, and you say no you all the time, so you are a bottom, therefore I win. Hee hee. Oh dear, I'm just teasing you. It's no big deal. I'm in good health. Let a girl have her little secrets. She picks up her cup and takes a sip, though her face is wan, her demeanor still brims with vigor. Did I interrupt you two? You could say that. It was quite the shock. Sorry. Hatsuyuki sets down her cup, stroking her chin with a mock serious air. To make amends, how about you go to Yokohama with me to see the flowers after the performance? I hear they've opened a new park over there. You and Kazuya both need to take a break sometime in spring. It's settled then. Alright, eat up before your food gets soggy. Don't rush me, I'm gonna choke. We finish our meal, and just as we leave the cafe, a car pulls up to the alley entrance. A young man gets out of the car, shakes open a black umbrella, then bends down to open the back door. A long-haired man, draped in a haori, steps out of the car. The umbrella shields him from the swirling snow, and even as he is escorted into the alley, his striking scarlet figure stands out stark against the sea of gray. A gaze lingers on his back. When that face comes into view, even for a fleeting glance, I can't help but freeze. Who is he? What was that? Nothing, let's go. He's pretty. The theater reserved for the premiere isn't large, but its decor is surprisingly exquisite. You two are members of Emerald Eye, right? Are you here to check in on the auditorium setup? Setup? Mochizuki-san has rented a small auditorium here for rehearsing on a long-term basis. It's been set up as requested. I can show you two around now. How is he paying for all this? Are we free to use it? Of course. Please follow me. We follow the theater staff down a hallway carpeted in red wool, finally stopping before a massive door of black walnut. The door stands ajar. It takes a staff member some effort to pull it all the way open, revealing a sizable thrust stage. The grand drapes are drawn, exposing the set behind. Several crew members are adjusting the lighting. Just as our guide said, this place is ready for use. Hatsuyuki stares briefly at the stage, then turns around. She's silhouetted against the lamplight. Her eyes gleam from the shadows. Now this doesn't happen every day. How about we give it a go? In the blink of an eye, Hatsuyuki whips out 2 scripts as if by magic. She tucks one into my arms, and I feel an answering twinge of eagerness. Ever since the accident, Kazuya has insisted on my recuperation. It's only in the rehearsal rooms that I regain any sense of being an actor. But faced with a real stage, however, I can feign nonchalance. There is no deceiving myself. I can't pretend I have no desire to stand upon it. Well then, let's try it. Ah, why, oh why? What I wish to write, what I long to say, that is all which matters. Nothing else, no worldly concern should hobble my steps. Sensei, are you there? I brought you some rice. You haven't been to class lately. The students are all worried, so I came to check on you. Is everything alright? Why didn't the others come? They have household chores to attend to. I haven't fully recovered from my illness yet, and I'm not needed at home. I figured I'd come see you. If I can but silence her, peaceful days will be mine once more for a time. Time, precious time. I simply need to make it an accident. In that case, come in. Did anyone see you? The spotlight falls on Hatsuyuki. She opens her mouth, but no sound comes out. It's her line next. Why isn't she speaking? In the stifling, frozen silence, my unease grows. I hear the crew muttering. Hatsuyuki? Oh, she's dead! The instant I say her name, her body sways. Then she collapses heavily onto the stage, landing with a dull thud. What's wrong? Are you okay? My mind explodes into tumult. I practically trip over myself, scrambling to her side. She lies quietly on the cold, dusty floor, her cheeks smudged with a trace of grayish powder. No matter how I shake her, there's no hint of a response. I reach out a trembling hand. Holding my breath, I gently bring it closer to her nose. She's not breathing. She's dead! We killed her! No! I push my nerveless hands against her chest and press up and down, again and again. It has to work. She'll be fine after this. That's what they all say. I press until my hair tumbles over my eyes, until fine beads of sweat ooze from my forehead. Hatsuyuki opens her mouth and lets out a soft sigh. I knew it. I knew it would work. Thank goodness, Hatsuyuki. Don't scare me like that. Please wake up. Wake up? Stiffly, I pressed my ear against her chest. There's no pulse of life, only coldness and decay, and a cloying sweetness wafting from her collar like rotten fruit. This has to be a joke. Just a joke. It can't be. No. You were just talking. Don't tease me. What's wrong? Are you mad at me? Hatsuyuki's lips are parted, unspeaking. I stare at her face. What changes have I missed in the past minute, the past half hour, the past day? Her eyes are wide open, unusually an adorable sight. But now those unblinking, glassy eyes fill me with a terror that drenches me in cold sweat. I can't look directly at them. How absurd everything suddenly is now. How ridiculous. We ate together, make plans to look at flowers in Yokohama, and we were enthusiastically performing just minutes ago. How could someone just die like this, like every color is drained away in the blink of an eye, leaving behind nothing but a pale empty shell? Where did she go? There's so much noise around me. After a while, it occurs to me that the crew is screaming. Someone pulls me away. I tumble to the ground. It doesn't even hurt. Hey, watch out! Something's wrong! Call Kaze Matsuru-san! The stage lights shine down upon her. White light enshrouding white corpse. White dust drifting in the air. Damn! This shit looks gas! I love this fucking art, by the way. Uniformed people close in around the body, and the glassy green eye peers through a gap in the crowd, staring right in my direction. Suddenly it shifts. I blink my dry eyes and finally see. In the shadows, amidst the dust and the light, lurks a green-eyed monster. What the fuck are you? The monster ripples outwards, flowing across the stage. The monster looks at me. It crouches over Hatsuyuki's body, like a soul untethered from the flesh, a fetus bursting from the womb. I've seen it before in the mirror, the white-feathered monster. Damn! July 5th? This is a great animatic. Yeah. Yeah. How very polite of you, Mochizuki-kun. That shit was gas! What was that? I merely came to inquire how the boy is doing. I never imagined matters would take such a hazardous turn. Alas, now that it has come to this, I can only offer my sincerest apologies. You... Has her wound split open? Youngsters are so reckless with their health. I'd appreciate you keeping this meeting between us, Mochizuki-kun. After all, when it comes to family, it's only natural to get a little carried away, wouldn't you agree? You drove Kotori away years ago. He doesn't remember a thing now. Why are you still... Why? Mochizuki-kun, you ought to understand the reason better than I do. One more thing. I'd rather suspect that my dear Kotori remains unaware of whatever you and Miss Kinskaya have been keeping from him. Am I right? How do you know that? Minoru-san, the snow has stopped. My, look at the time. Well then, let us draw this little encounter to a close. Mochizuki-kun, if you would be so kind as to inform your teacher that I would very much like a word with him in the coming days, preferably sooner than later. Come along, Serena. Damn! So many stitches. My mind, this is quite something. The skin seems partially translucent. And what's this? Ugh, they laid that on that powder really thick. It's pretty well preserved. I've never seen a spell like this before. A fine piece of work. Well, since it could go on stage, I guess with enough makeup it looks like a living person. Oh, she was dead! She was dead! She's been dead! Oh my god! Wait, it was a spell. What the fuck? No wonder you called me in. Good job remembering to evacuate the civilians this time. What? Declare it a medical emergency. Whatever works. Where's the person who came in with it? Did you get a rundown yet? Still no response. Come on, did it really scare him out of his wits? Hey, look up. An acute, intense jolt of pain spreads through my jaw. But it's nothing. Nothing compared to the dying agonies that Hatsuyuki endured as she laid there. If I had noticed earlier, would everything be different?
Anguish engulfs me, smothering me, rising from the depths of my dried-out eyes. My mind restlessly chews through memories, spitting out scraps of details I once missed. If only we'd gone to the hospital earlier, gone back to rest earlier. If only... Somebody is speaking. The sound grates like the ringing in my ears. Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, sir? Why? I thought I was supposed to have some magic talent. Why could I only watch her die right before my eyes? Something so useless, utterly useless. Was it because of that monster? It followed me here and killed Hatsuyuki, and I did nothing but lead to its prey. I've had enough of this. Ignore me, will you? Snap out of it! Ugh. A gust of wind pierces sharply through the side of my neck, then dissipates, leaving behind an icy sting and a damp sensation spreading across my skin. My nerves, trembling from the narrow escape, pull me back to the very reality I refuse to face. I look up and see a familiar face. It's the woman who I saw stinking drunk at the udon stall last night. She's standing before me now, arms crossed, gazing at me with obvious displeasure. Oh, it's the cop. Interesting. God, I love looking at Discord. At the sight of my face, she briefly falters and her brows draw together, but she swiftly regains that impatient expression. Huh, so it's you. Me? She doesn't seem to be bothered by the conversation we overheard last night. She turns again to glance towards the crowd of uniformed police, all huddled around Hatsuyuki. Last night, I remember you and that girl, right? The one lying there, the deceased. You two were close, weren't you? Do you know if there was anything going on with her recently? Any illnesses or unusual relationships or just anything out of the ordinary that happened to her? A sticky, acrid bitterness spreads across my tongue. I could rake through every remaining memory in my amnesia-ridden brain and turn up nothing. Hatsuyuki's the same girl I've always known. I don't know anything. Sorry. The woman's eyes crinkle. Her expression softens as she sits down next to me. Feeling nervous? It's okay, I'm just here to get a sense of the situation. Lots of crime witnesses don't realize that saying anything they might have seen might be useful. Anything they've seen might be useful to us. It's probably the same with you. She might be right, but my instincts keep going back to that monster. The one that seemed to be born from Hatsuyuki's corpse. It must have something to do with her death, along with what I overheard last night. But I don't know how to bring this up. The woman seems to sense my inner turmoil. She offers a reassuring smile, but it feels a little out of place. Now, I'll ask. You answer. Fair enough? I'd like you to be honest with me. I'm Kazematsuru. Itsuru Kazematsuru, Special Investigation Division. And you are? Always helps to know who I'm talking to. Kotori Sakuma. Special Investigation Division? I'm not surprised you haven't heard of us. Know anything about parapsychology? I've heard of a society run by professors from the Imperial University doing research on extrasensory perception. Close enough. There are certain incidents that current knowledge, or should I say technology, can't quite explain. Those fall under our jurisdiction. Of course, as an ordinary civilian, you've got nothing to worry about. We just have our own methods, which is best to not make public knowledge. In a city as busy as Tokyo, any secret that gets out makes its way across the city in a few days. Parapsychology, it does ring a bell. I hear there's a group of scholars fervently devoted to Western theories, trying to replicate telepathy and clairvoyance. Still, for the police to establish a department like this, does that have anything to do with those magic users Hatsuyuki mentioned? No, I can't dwell on this right now. That monster might be. Alright, what do you want to know? In that case, I'll cut to the chase. From your point of view, over the past, let's say 6 months, would you say the deceased displayed no major changes compared to today? Seemed to behave normally, never felt seriously ill, and so on? Yes. Was there anyone she met with regularly? I mean, one-on-one. Family, friends, doctors, anyone at all? I rack my brain, but all that occurs to me that outside of performances, Hatsuyuki spent almost the entire year with the troupe. For some reason, Hatsuyuki and the others all seldom went out. No, except for Kazuya and me, and maybe Hamuro-sensei. She hardly ever left the troupe, when she was mostly with me or our mutual friend. I rarely saw her approach anyone else on her own. Seems like the supply was pretty stable. So, did anything unusual happen in the past few days? Did she do or say something out of the ordinary? Of course, it's fine if not. Last night at dinner, she ate something she normally dislikes. Despite saying this, I honestly can't be certain. Hatsuyuki and I were very close this past year as I dealt with my amnesia, but like most friends who see each other regularly, we didn't actually have meals together very often. We only occasionally mention our food preferences in passing. Only now, confronted with the situation, do I realize how much of a fool I've been. I see. Alright then. That covers the basic. Now I'll get into some questions related to the special nature of our division. It might give you a scare, but there's no time to ease you into things. You don't know what's going on with the corpse, do you? Her lips move, parting and closing, slicing the words into shards that drive themselves into my ears, steady and relentless. If I'm not mistaken, she's been dead for quite some time. I fucking thought so. It's some spell or some shit. It's still unclear what could sustain a corpse's activity for this long, with next to no decay. We'll have to hold off on a closer examination until we bring the body back. But how? Ever since I first met Hatsuyuki, she's always been the same. With me, with everyone else. How could she have been dead this whole time? My voice is on the verge of cracking, but Kaze Matsuru just arches an eyebrow. She seemed just like anyone else for a long time. She spoke and she smiled, vibrant down to the smallest detail, isn't that right? I've dealt with a few similar cases. It's rare, but not impossible. You might want to ask that mutual friend of yours if something happened to her when you weren't around. Her body shows extensive blunt force injury and numerous suture scars, like she's been pieced together. Some of the wounds have been stitched multiple times. The surrounding muscle and skin is severely damaged. Specifically, from here to here. Kazamatsuru reaches out, tracing a line from my shoulder down to my knee, until her hand firmly presses against my spasming stomach. I try to swallow, but find my throat scorched dry. It throbs with a deep-seated, knife-sharp pain. Kazamatsuru's eyes meet mine. I see my own reflection frozen stiff in her calm pink gaze, eyes wide and staring, expression blank, a picture of utter absurdity. I haven't gone into my question, but it looks like you've got something on your mind. Well, out with it. You want to know why your friend ended up like this, don't you? Spit it out. It might open another leaf for us. I open my mouth. My voice comes out hoarser than I realized. Who did this to her? And more than that, who could get Hatsuyuki to cover for them? Big stretch. I overheard Hatsuyuki at our place last night. She was complaining about having to cut something open to take it out. Was it something we ate together yesterday? Probably. A living corpse doesn't have functioning organs. The food scraps just rot away in the stomach, and you're hesitating. Anything else? When Hatsuyuki collapsed, I saw a white monster. A white monster? A white monster with wings, its head unfolding like a lily. Kazamatsuru's expression abruptly transforms. Her bright eyes pin me to the spot like a serpent locking onto its prey. Okay, last question. As Kazematsuru speaks, she switches back to that look of mild impatience, like that spasm of emotion just now was nothing but my imagination. This was supposed to be the part where I squeeze a confession out of you, but forget it. Do you know who you've rubbed the wrong way? What? When it comes to the cases we deal with, I don't generally explain all this nonsense to the people involved. Parapsychology this, the special division that. It all sounds way too far-fetched, like something out of a novel. We have our ways of making sure you spill every last detail you know and don't remember a single thing afterwards. You won't even dream about it. When closing a case, for most people and even society at large, all we have to do is find a plausible cause to smooth things over. Say, an acute heart attack or a stroke or maybe drug abuse. There are all sorts of stories to run with, and evidence is easy to come by. Of course, getting poisoned by a male companion in a premeditated murder, that works too. And why did it have to happen in the theater in front of all these people? Chalk it up to the suspect's sense of ceremony. As for those things the suspect heard and the white monster he saw, they serve as further proof that this actor was so immersed in drama he lost the ability to distinguish between fantasy and reality. Delirious and raving, he turned his blade on the victim who came to the theater with him. During our inquiry, we noticed that he avoids eye contact. His demeanor is furtive, as if he's hiding something. This is highly suspicious, and after a few rounds of questioning, the witnesses will all develop the same impression. Do you follow what I'm saying? You're threatening me. Very clever. Well, let's not put it that way. called a mutually beneficial opportunity. You don't want to know what happens to the people we take into custody. What do you get out of telling me all this? You've got a real knack for tough questions, you know that? Her roar of laughter draws the attention of the remaining officers in the theater, but she casually waves them away. She turns back to me, dashing the tears of laughter from her eyes, and slowly holds up 2 fingers. First off, someone asked me to stir up some trouble for you, but I can't stand him. Second, it's because of that thing you saw. A head cleft like a blossom lined with fangs, wings towed in its wake like a weighty shadow. Should the might of its attention befall thee, then shall the 8 emerald eyes swivel as one. Lord Octoperopes, as those black magic practitioners call it. I spent years in hot pursuit of it and its followers. It appeared next to the deceased, meaning that your friend, who was turned into a living corpse, was almost certainly under the control of a black mage who worships it. We're after the same thing. Don't you want to learn the truth behind her death? That mage is sure to know more than either of us. I could let you walk out of that door unharmed, but in return, you have to help me find them. Guess I don't have much of a choice. What do you want from me? Ordinary people can't see the shadows of the gods. You can do that, can't you? With those words, Kazumatsudo extends her hand before me. A whirling gale erupts from her palm, striking me square in the face. I instinctively hold my breath, my ears filled with the lingering wail of the wind. This is... Ugh. I clamp my mouth shut, but I can tell from Kazumatsudo's face that it's too late. You don't have to get into specifics. I'm not that much of a snoop, and I'm not interested in the Sakuma family secrets. The point is, the fact that you could see Lord Octoteropes makes you a rare and an irresistible new recruit for them, and I'll find some way to get the news to them. But judging from that reaction just now, you have something you'd rather keep from me, don't you? If you like, you can go take care of whatever you want first. I'll be in touch when I can, or we can wrap this up quickly, then I'll handle the rest myself, meaning you'll be out of it. What do you think? I want to head back first. Then take this. Kazumatsudo pulls out a wallet from nowhere, extracts a stiff card, and thrusts it into my hand before I can refuse. It's an exquisitely crafted business card with black lettering against a white background. It has a solid heft to it, and the embossed patterns graze subtly against my fingertips, like the touch of a chill wind. Her name, number, and address are printed neatly under the card. Under the dim light, I can see flecks of gold powder glistening amidst the ink. There's no other unnecessary embellishment. Shimbashi. A personal card? For a personal matter. She shrugs and brushes off non-existent dust from her clothes. When you've gotten things sorted, give this number a ring. Just ask for me. You have 3 days, and if you try giving me the slip, well, I'm just a government employee. I think you'll get an idea. Yeah. There's one more thing I'd like to ask of you. I like that look of yours. Go on, tell me. Hatsuyuki's body. No, corpse. Can I take a look better? Once I've spoken to the others in the troop, it won't take long. Oh? Now that it's come to this, I have to see things through myself. There's so much I've forgotten. Hatsuyuki was already like this when I met her, and now that she's gone, I can't let those scars be buried with her. At the very least, I need to know. You've never seen a corpse up close, have you, O dainty young master? Try not to scare yourself silly. Well, since you ask, of course I can arrange a little thing like that, but you'll have to wait until the autopsy is over at least. Thank you. Chief, we're heading back with this, and then... I know. Be careful with that, or I'll dock your pay when we get back. She stands up, shoots me a parting glance, and then strolls off towards the stage. I'm gonna take a quick pee. And also change the fucking text color. So that way I can do this not in front of the text box. There we go. I will be right back from my pee.
Okay, let's go. Hatsuki's body is lifted onto a stretcher in a flurry of activity. Her arm dangles over the side, swaying stiffly with each jostle. Finally, together with the crowd, she vanishes beyond the heavy door. By the time I leave the theater, it's getting dark. I only realize then that my clothes are soaked in cold sweat. The wind's bitter cold seeps into my bones, stripping away any trace of warmth. Pale snow falls, dissolving beneath light, just as pale. Smoke-stained clouds loom overhead, bleeding and oppressive. I have to pull my coat tight around me before I can walk into the crowd, its clamor still reverberating through the night. The cacophony washes over me. Predictions for seasonal fashion trends, reviews of various cafes, plans for the upcoming holidays, and the pervasive sense of money changing hands. But the voice worth listening to is gone forever. How do I tell Kazuya and the others? First, I have to pull myself together. Kazuya is bound to cry when he finds out. If I carry on like this, how is he going to cope? It's so unbearably cold. When I turn into the narrow alley, it's what awaits me is a serene hush. The floorboards creak as I push the door open. The snow outside is still thin on the ground. In contrast, the shadows and silence pull deep and dark within the room. It's completely still, as if no one is here. Why are the lights out? Kazuya? Not a single sound stirs in the house, only the dull thud of my voice against the floorboards. Weird. It's been a whole day. Shouldn't he be done with the event? He should be done with the investors by now. Kazuya, I have to talk to you. Are you there? I raise my voice a little, but there's no reply. Naniwa-kun? Aburatani-kun? Miko-san? As silence diffuses through the empty house, waves of darkness wash over my face. Behind me lies the doorway to the daylight, still within reach, but the vicious tendrils of fear are growing, snaking their way up my ankles. In the darkness, I spy something on the floor, a jumbled pile of shapes slumped over like sacks stuffed with cotton and straw. My stomach, which had barely settled, clenches again. Tension hangs thick in the air. The faint scent of snow from outside is already dissipated in the room's warmth. As I shuffle forward, what reaches my nose instead is a hint of rust, a bitter, salty, sweet whiff of metal. Are they dead? I fumble for the light switch. I flick it on, and what sears itself into my sight is a sea of familiar faces, sprawled on the floor motionless. Yeah, they're dead! Alright. Pack it up, chat. There's a fucking murderer on the loose, and I'm scared. Naniwa, who bumped into me when I got out of the car, now lies quietly in the corner, Kazuya's briefcase next to him. He is as ghastly pale as the lifeless Hatsuyuki, as if everyone else is lying there. The people whom I knew so well, whom I spent every day for a year or even longer. It's like they've all conspired to stage a cruel joke. But no matter how I shake their limp bodies, I can't summon those familiar voices. The floor at the foot of the stairs is stained with dark splotches. In the lamplight, they gleam a baleful crimson, almost black. I've lost track of how I pushed my way into each room. At first, I still harbored a sliver of hope, just enough to knock and wait for a possible response, but the silence spreads like a pestilence, peeling away that mannered facade of self-deception. Absolute silence drives one mad, and yet, unfathomably, I still have enough strength to move. My body seems to act on its own accord. All I can muster are panicked breaths, so loud and harsh they drown out the roaring silence. Behind so many doors lie the dead, scattered everywhere I look, bodies limp like Muppets with severed strings. Opening each door is like unveiling a crudely made diorama. They loll on the beds, fingers still clasping books that now sink into soft carpet. Their bodies are grotesquely wedged between the Baroque chairs and desks, contorted into arcs worthy of a dancer. The heavy, turbulent sweetness of fruit now spreads unchecked. It seeps through the corridor, mingling with the aromas of fresh-cut flowers and welcoming incense,
swelling my almost frozen brain until it's fit to burst. I mechanically inspect the rooms one by one, growing numb to finding bodies behind every door. Maybe I'm no different from the mythical Grim Reaper, who claims a life with every door he opens. What torments me most of all is that I can't find Kazuya. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to throat! Very. Before I know it, I move from the first to the third floor. The interval seems to have vanished into some monstrous maw. When I regain my senses, my head is already resting on the final doorknob. Uh-oh. The room I fled from last night. The door I didn't find the courage to open until everyone was gone. It's pitch black inside the room. The blinds are drawn so tightly that not even a sliver of moonlight peeks through. Only the acrid odor of disinfectant fills the air. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. No, thank you, sir. I groped across the wall for a while before finding the switch. With a crisp click, everything I once imagined and prayed would never come true is laid bare beneath the sterile white light, gleaming with a spectral chill. The operating table is draped in creased pale green gauze, marked with old but still conspicuous bloodstains. Those surgical tools that once carved and stitched flesh now lie quiescent in a tray, and atop a stack of gauze rests a small lump of something soft and rancid. Limp, sponging and bitter to the taste, easily ground into small pieces by teeth. Oh, hell no! Konjac. Oh! She had whoever it was cut that out of her because she didn't like it. My arm itches. As I shift, a feather falls from my sleeve. I have no idea when it got in there. A feather with an emerald green shaft and a dazzling white plume. It's a lot like that monster's feather, but strangely enough, I feel no fear. I doubt it matters much compared to everything before me. Calling this an operating room would be a stretch. Oh, hi, baby. Thank you for the daily. I love you. The space is cramped. A single turn of the head and a flick of the eyes makes an unpleasant truth abundantly clear. There's no one here. This is probably where Hatsuyuki lay and was cut open over and over. As far as I can make out, the room has been tidied. There's almost no remaining trace of who the other person might have been. Beside the operating table stands a medicine cabinet. It's full of bottles and jars, all labeled with printed tags. Opening the cabinet, I turn the labels toward me one by one. I mostly find glass bottles marked as alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, and formalin. But one test tube, half full of a transparent liquid, is devoid of any label, except a tiny trace of glue that wasn't quite peeled off. It's cum. I'm sorry. It's preservative, apparently. The test tube is corked tight. After a struggle, I managed to pry it open, and I will come to regret this 1,000 times over. This smell. Why this, of all things? From the yellow test tube gushes that cloying reek of rotting fruit. As I return to the first floor, my steps feel weightless, like I'm walking on clouds. I've become unmoored from reality. If only I could fall from here, close my eyes once and for all. Why don't I? Naniwa, Aburatani, and Miko are still lying there, motionless. They must be long dead, even longer than I realized. When I unfasten Naniwa's clothes, my numb fingers don't quite obey. The button slipped through my fingers twice, staying stubbornly lodged into the buttonholes. It takes me about 3 minutes, or maybe 5, I lost track. Time crawls by as if my sheer focus is slowing it to a halt. Peeling off the heavy winter clothes reminds me of what I read in books about the engrossing process of preparing winter bamboo shoots. And when my fingers make contact with cool, yielding skin, what comes to mind is the cream I smear on my face for stage makeup, slick and warming quickly with body heat. But here, there are no bamboo shoots and no fragrant creams. Only burn marks, lacerations, raw oozing flesh hidden beneath long sleeves, and running across the abdomen, scars from repeated stitches slicing and stitching. My God. There we go. I said... Bless me. I said I'm gonna sneeze fucking later, dude. At some point during the stream. And it happened. Yay. That's all I see. And that alone is enough. I'm seized by an inexplicable urge to laugh out loud, but my lips refuse to curl into a smile. How unbecoming of a skilled actor to not be able to command his muscles. My eyes are stinging. I keep them wide open, not a single tear escapes. So that's how it is. What on earth was going through your mind last night when you said those things to me? Turns out I was the only one fooled by you all this whole time. Address Naniwa again. Nearby, Kazuya's briefcase lies askew. Its leather strap has snapped and the buckle split open, revealing a small crack stained with fresh blood. I wipe it with my sleeve, but it won't come off. I have no idea where your owner is. I better fix you first, if I'm going to bring you to him. I try to fasten the buckle and lift it. The briefcase is light, almost too light, but it's clearly smashed beyond repair. The fragile hinges can't bear the weight and it bursts wide open, both halves swinging in the air. A photo frame hits the ground, its stud mudded by the soft carpet. Apart from that, the briefcase is completely empty. The exposed lining is a dull black which seems to swallow all the glaring brightness that overwhelms me. That's all? What is this? I flip the frame right side up. Sealed behind the pristine glass is a photograph. Ooh! A group photo of the troupe. One I have no memory of. Everyone is beaming widely. The meadow and unfamiliar wildflowers behind them look so soft even in the monochrome hues. Taken spring 1918. Huh. I better put this back for him. I wipe the dust off the glass with my closing hands, but drops of water keep falling, smearing the glass with unsightly marks that just won't go away. I scrub it so my stiff fingertips start to ache. Only then does it look a little cleaner. This should do. I splay the briefcase across my lap and replace the polished photo frame aside. The soft velvet lining graces my fingers. It snags them, slowly drawing them deeper and deeper. That feeling surges through my veins again. The familiar sensation that something is pulling me towards it. That's... The next instant, the world dissolves in a whirl. Darkness devours my vision. I'm seized by a brief, unrelenting weightlessness that scrambles every thought on my mind, leaving me dizzy and reeling, too feeble to even vomit. At last, a pinpoint of light pierces the veil of darkness, and I feel something cold and hard beneath me. It seems that the storm-tossed vessel has finally drifted to a halt. I'm lying on a damp stone surface. The air is thick with the scent of moss and soil after rain. Vast rock faces tower on either side of me. Their lower reaches are studded with ancient torches. On the higher cliffs loom crude cravings of massive figures, their features long since worn away by the elements. I strain my eyes peering upwards. All I could see is a narrow strip of sky wedged between the cliff faces and extending endlessly beyond sight. Some dim light trickles down, but even combined with the torches, these steps remain shrouded in darkness. Every cranny is filled with the flickering shadows of boulders. What's going on? Where am I? I struggle to my feet. My clothes are sodded with muddy water. It feels unpleasant, even disgusting. Still, I have no choice but to keep them on against the fleeting gusts of wind. I take a look around, but the only conclusion I can reach is that I'm in the depths of some unknown chasm. I remember I was touching Kazuya's briefcase. My confusion deepens. Kazuya has always had that briefcase, ever since my memories began afresh. Could he and Hatsuyuki both be hiding something from me? No, I need to get out of here first, then ask him. He has to know something. I take a few tentative steps forward. I can keenly feel the puddles and moss stick beneath my feet, clinging to my soles, ready to send me sprawling if I put a foot wrong. As I follow the line of torches, now and then, something briefly obscures the light ahead. When I look up, I catch sight of shadows, minuscule or massive, or sometimes it's a ripple of emerald green flickering from light to dark. As I gaze at that swath of green, the tugging sensation grows stronger. My heart is pounding so hard it almost bursts out of my chest, until the color finally fades away. This space belongs to Kazuya, and just like him, it simply listens in silence to the echo of my footsteps. I'm not sure how long I walk before a sprawling mass of boulders blots out the strip of sky. Before me appears a plain white torii gate, flickering with blue light like a burning flame. It softly beckons me, silently inviting my touch. My pulse and breath both quicken. That translucent blue seems to be reeling my heart in. I step towards it, and a familiar dizziness washes over me once again. Oh, so you're back. I've been looking all over for you. Sakuma-kun, wakey wakey, sleeping on the floor is bad for you. A voice drifts into my ears, distant but crystal clear. Ugh. Ah, you're finally awake. When I open my eyes, the first floor has been completely transformed. The bodies strewn on the ground have all vanished, as have the bloodstains. Everything is spotless under the bright lamplight, as if nothing ever happened. A familiar figure stands before me, blocking out most of the lamp's glare. The briefcase, which was in my lap, dangles from their hand. The strap and buckle are still broken, but somehow the case is neatly clasped shut. Amuro-sensei, what are you doing here? I was planning to have a chat with Mochitsuki-kun about a few things, but when I got here, yikes, that scared the living daylights out of me. And when I came back, there you were. How did you fall asleep sitting here? And opening Mochitsuki-kun's briefcase? You really shouldn't do that. I wasn't asleep. Where did they all go? You mean the children? I've taken them to a safe place. Don't worry, those pesky little flies won't come buzzing around anytime soon. Flies. Ah, so Hatsuyuki is with those people. That's a bit tricky, but it's not really a problem. They'll probably say she dropped dead from acute illness or something. They always do. The point is that neither you nor the troop will have anything to do with it. But more importantly, there's something you need to know. Kazuya is in a hospital. What? When I showed up, he was just here, right where you were sitting. Looks like somebody really roughed him up. He was so worn out he couldn't even talk to me, poor thing. I have business with him, but alas, he doesn't play along as nicely as you do. I just couldn't wake him up, so I had to take him to the hospital first. Do you want to go visit? The doctor said he'll probably be asleep all day, so be sure to keep it down. Where is he? Not too far from here. Let me think. Yes, it was the Tokyo GK Hospital, room 201. If you're going, I won't see you out, but you won't be bringing this along. Just tell Kazuya I borrowed it. As Hamado speaks, they give the briefcase a little shake. A smile is vivid on their face. I haven't even had any room to think, but I can't dwell on this now. Got it. Goodbye, then. Oh, by the way, I've never been inside. Let me know when you have a moment. How was the view in the case? Well then, looks like I really was the only one in the dark. Forget it. Kazuya's situation comes first. As for Hatsuyuki and the troop, I'll bring that up later, once he's awake. It's not far to the station. The bright lights are bathed in moonlight, and the snow is piled high on both sides of the road, reflecting the glow of the street lights. As I keep gazing, everything slowly gains an illusionary quality, like I'm slipping further and further away from this nighttime scene. My eyes start to sting, a sign of impending pain. On such a cold night, rickshaws are sparse. I stand next to the streetcar sign. The icy wind whips through the hollows of my bones, whisking away any trace of warmth. But this blast of cold is needed. That, or perhaps certain other things, is helping to cool my head. I pull my collar tight. My shoes crunch on the thick snow. The stop gradually comes into view on a nearby street, but my footsteps grow slower and slower as I walk. I don't want to face it, or perhaps I should say I don't dare to face it. Hamado-sensei said Kazuya was still resting at the hospital. I should have gotten him to rest a long time ago, but not like this. And I shouldn't be having this thought, that I wish he'd rest even longer until I could string together the perfect words for this situation, to make the news palatable enough for him to digest. What on earth am I thinking? So this is how everyone felt. Night has fallen over the streets of Ginza. There are far fewer pedestrians out after dark than during the day, but it's still a livelier scene than you find in any other city. The storefront gas lamps blaze in the darkness, throwing the brand new Western-style facades into sharp relief. The streetcar is taking its time. I stare at the pale snow before me, sinking into a reverie. Then the entry curtain of a nearby shop swings open. A wave of warmth issues forth, especially pronounced in this winter night. Oh my fucking god, I am stuttering. The cold wind carries an unfamiliar voice to my ears. It's a young woman speaking in a tone familiar from so many meetings with investors. Her voice is strained with a myriad of of suppressed emotions, but she's still doing her best to be scrupulously polite. Too much? Oh no, not at all. I only had a drop. Just here is fine. My driver is waiting nearby. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you'll consider what we discussed earlier about the middle school. I turn around and see several young men and women stepping out of the shop, smiling with a cool distance that is instantly recognizable. Okay. So I'm actually going to save here. Oh. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna check something real quick. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. I was like, what the fuck was that? But we're good. Okay. I might stream this on another day, but we're gonna find somebody to raid out to real quick. That is not the button I want. This is the button I want. Oh, here we go. We'll raid out to Giant Tabby today. Looks like he's playing Final Fantasy Tactics. I've never heard of that, but it sounds fun. And this is gonna be our raid message. Be sure to copy and paste it. And thank you guys so much for coming in. Tomorrow will be our final stream for the Visual Novel Festival. So be sure to check out the links that I have pinned. Be nice in other people's chats as well. Let me see. Respect rules, all that good stuff. Be sure to look out for the VOD upload of this, where I have all the links and everything. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, chat.